Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Happy Tuesday, and I am back from London. I'm still pretty tired. I got in super late last night, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a video here talking about all the things to get ready for today. We also have the Son of Darkness. That's the name of the event, right? Milestone that's ending today. We also have Battleworld, like it is in preview. It's starting later on today. And there's some stuff that you probably need to know with regards to this, that it's probably going to be a bit of an auto fest. I honestly think that this is probably just a glorified bug testing for us because, well, we're running at difficulty 0, but we'll take a look at the rewards, kind of things to expect. And I don't know, I don't think they made clear whether or not this is going to be a once a month thing like the old one was supposed to be, or how frequently the cadence for Battle World is going to be, because that's going to tell us, basically when we're going to start getting real content. So, you ready to go, everybody? Let's go on this. Okie doke. So, in the milestone event section, we have the Multiverse of Sentry, which will be starting later on today, of course, with Battle World. Well, I mean, it's already there, but you can't. You have to battle in Battle World to participate. So that's 6 days. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like probably are we going to go through the? It must be. It must be 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day for each of the zones. There's 4 zones, right? So it's a 4 day thing. Before they tested with like doing 2 days for some of the zones, but I guess that's not happening. As far as the Son of Darkness goes, I wanted to show people where I'm at on the leaderboard. Granted, by the time this video goes live, it's probably going to be like 9 hours remaining. So I'm currently sitting at a 1043. Now, I did all of my Cosmic Crucible stuff, and I want to show you in the offers section. And this is going to fluctuate probably in the last couple of hours. But I did buy 14 of these 800 core offers, and I would like to stay in the 1K to 1500 range. That's what would be nice. So in terms of total amount of power core spent, I've spent 10,400. So 800 times 14 is 10,400. I didn't buy any of these other ones, and I did not core for Damon Hellstrom. So I just literally just did straight up power cores for the points. I could probably do a couple more just to maintain position if I want to. But for me, anyways, I find this quite important because I seem to be the only one maybe caring about this leaderboard. Because there is going, if you guys watch my video on the weekend, there is going to be a purple 5 leaderboard next week. The problem is that I have this weird feeling that this is going to be the rewards for purple 5, and then the purple 4s are going to be like cut in half. So realistically, you still need a lot of purple 4 and 5 ions. You need 37 million of both. Not half of one. You need 37 million of both. So I want to get as much as I can from this because realistically, it's still going to matter. Just like the purple 5, they're all going to matter. And I guess if I get some extra G20 minis, I'll put that towards Brimstone, I guess. As far as Mystics go, I'm about 200, and I could probably gear about 3 characters, I suppose, to G20 if I really want. So that's the Son of Darkness milestone. Let me know how you're doing and whether or not you're going to push. I'm probably not going to push this far, though. That would be a lot of my extra cores. So I do want to save some of them going into the next leaderboard in case we need it. It's not confirmed whether or not we need power cores for next week's leaderboard for Purple 5, but I do like to keep it on hand. Anyways, I do know that there's going to be bonus points for the Living Mummy. As far as the rest going on, pretty usual stuff, right? We have another raid Warzone that has already started, so that's going on here with extra Hobgoblin shards. I have been using my antimatter to buy Superior Spider-Man, but my antimatter is starting to stack up. I have like 1.2 million, and it is going to be going away in a couple of weeks. So maybe I need to bulk buy something else because I'm only buying Superior Spider-Man. And I don't know if Damon Hellstrom is going to. I guess he will be in the antimatter store before this goes away. That's something. And maybe I just need to pass by him when he comes out. I don't know if the Living Mummy will make it to the antimatter store before it goes away, or it'll just be on the tail end of that. So that's something to consider if you've been wondering what to do with your antimatter. I don't like buying these diamonds. That's just me. The 2 diamond might be okay. I don't like the idea of buying these 3 diamonds though. Even for Franklin Richards, who I use every day, the 445,000 pot. Like, I'm patient. I'll just wait for it to show up here, right? Like, I don't mind. So let's talk about Battle World, right? Because you can go in game. And there's a few things that I want to talk about. Is that we're starting on normal difficulty. You can click the difficulty tab, and it looks the same as Battle World 1. In fact, there's a difficulty 6. Is there always a difficulty 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I thought there was a difficulty 5 last time. Oh, wait, it shows Nolan. Oh, weird. That should show Sentry. But anyways, we'll let that slide for now. I don't know if this is staying how it's supposed to be, but it does say obtain 50,000 VP to unlock the various difficulties. So that's interesting. But we're all starting here on D0 anyways. I just want to point that out first. And then there's the rewards for the entire week. And this is going to depend on basically how many VPs you get as a collective alliance. And this is pretty important because there is Sentry shards here, right? Starting at, and I actually, you know what? I don't even know if we'll get this many VPs because we're doing this at D0, right? Like, we might just hit somewhere down here because I don't know how many VP points you can actually get. This is 5 million minimum to get 5 shards of Sentry. We get some VP, we get some T3 ISO credits, and we get some blue ISO credits, all the way up to eventually what's going to be probably at the highest difficulty. We're going to get 50 Sentry shards and 30,000 antimatter for the week. I stopped tracking antimatter, honestly, just because there's so many different inputs, but if anyone was curious, I think it was around 2 million a month, something around that mark. So that's the weekly siege rewards. See, this has been here for a while, the leaderboard for Battleworld CC. Like, I think I've mentioned in other videos how leaderboards in general need a revamp, whether it's Cosmic Crucible leaderboard, rank boards, raid season, war season. All of this stuff needs a massive revamp. And actually, I would like to see a Battle World season leaderboard because it would give some reason to push your alliance, to be competitive. And I like to be competitive in a PvE sense of things. Not hyper competitive, but you know, I do like that aspect of it. And this has been here since Battle World 1. And yet, they've never really done anything with this. So I don't know if they're going to, but this is maybe just a placeholder because it's always been there. Right? So I don't know. Anyways, let's preview the actual battle world. And you can see Sentry City here. We have zone 1, 2, 3. I can click on it somewhere. 3, and then finally Sentry. Now I do want to jump to the end first. I want to jump to the Sentry boss fight. So that's going to be here. You can see all the different combat mods that are associated with this. You know, this is basically his boss kit though, for the most part. But you can see at the bottom, Brimstone allies gain 50% damage, armor resistance, and focus. So using Brimstone here, for those of us who even could, like I can't, I don't even have Daemon Hellstrom. So for those of you who can, you know, they're probably going to be the best. And maybe even just using a 4 Brimstone with, I don't know, Odin or something like this, like might be really good. And then all this other stuff related to Brimstone. Sentry loses 2% of his max health whenever he attacks a Brimstone enemy. Interesting. So if Sentry spawns against 5 Brimstone enemies, the maximum amount of health he can lose during any turn is increased by 3x. What? Is this new? Like, I knew Brimstone, they've coded Brimstone like in a way that is just like right here. It's not because of the team, it's not because of the text in the team itself. It's these mods. You know, like that stuff that Emma Frost X-Men allowed Null to take more damage? It's this right here, just on the combat line. 3x extra damage that Sentry can lose if the full Brimstone team is there. Wow. Okay. I don't think this is going to be available right away because I'm not sure. I don't think Hellcat's going to be around for the first run, but it's not going to matter because it's basically a D0 run. But that's something interesting to note, anyways, about this. Boss immunities, which is pretty typical. Hi, Bob. Sentry summons hero and villain allies. All that's normal. Let's take a look at the VP stuff for the boss battle, and you can see the rewards. So full clear, aka 1 kill, and this seems to be even on D0, right? And maybe this is going to be higher on, I don't know, it should be higher on, like, say, D5, D6, right? Because in Null, you got up towards 100 shards at the maximum, I think, for a full clear of the boss. So this starts all the way down at the bottom at 10 shards and scales up to 50 shards. So this, in combination with the weekly rewards, I'm wondering whether or not the maximum, like when we're running D5, is it going to be 100 shards or is it going to be 150? Because this could scale up to 100, plus the 50 from the other. So I'm kind of curious about that, how that ends up going, because obviously it's a total of 810 shards to get to 7 yellow. So um, how many months are we expected to run? Well, first of all, I actually thought he was a 4-star unlock. I thought Null was a 4-star unlock. Maybe he was. Let me know in the comments down below. So for Sentry, if he's a 5-star unlock, how many months are we roughly going to be taking to do this? I mean, I would say probably at least 3 to 4 months, right? So realistically, we're not going to be seeing him until January, at the bare minimum, January, February, something like this. So interesting, anyways. And as far as the zones go, it's a bit bigger, right? And this is why I kind of thought maybe they would do 2 days, because there is more nodes than previous. Like there's 6 nodes. We got the Elite Mission with Fantastic Four MCU or Brimstone, or F4 MCU Brimstone, and you can click on it. And the Elite missions are like the ones from the past, right? Where Astral was the Elite mission, and you would get this, right? But this was a collective alliance progress, but you're only getting purple ions. And I've looked in the data mines, both me and Bo's Gorilla, and there is no indication that we're going to be getting any purple fours at all in Battle World. In any of the higher difficulties. So that part's a bit of a shame. There's going to be no real good rewards in Battle World outside of Sentry Shards. And I think that's and I guess antimatter, right? But the difficulties here, the enemies, it's going to be very easy, right? We're looking at gear 15 enemies, so it's going to be a walk in the park auto for the majority of us. And you can see your mutant non-mythic, villain non-mythic, mini boss versions of the Graviton mission here. 9 mission, which uses Quasar or Blastar, aka both of them. You can go in there. I mean, so it might be kind of fun at a higher difficulty, but this is just going to be an auto fest today, later on when it comes out. Chaos mission could be, there's a Mephisto in there. That's pretty interesting, the Chaos missions. And then there's going to be a Chaos mission in every zone. So we have Zone 2, the Chaos mission over here. Elite mission has now changed to Secret Warriors of Brimstone. But they're basically wanting you to use Brimstone. You can see the mods that are here, Living Bandages, Demonic Assistance, right? And then they're going to add the Hellcat one in later. So really, this is just intended for you to build up your Brimstone. So as you get your Brimstone characters unlocked, make sure you level them up because you're going to eventually need this. And especially for the second pass of Battle World, we should be able to have more Brimstone characters at that point. Cursed Hellfire Club, all this stuff that I talked about in my previous videos, right? So I'm not going to go into great detail about that. And then finally, zone number 3, we do have another elite mission of Undying or Brimstone. And I don't know, maybe it'll be possible to do. I mean, definitely at the lower difficulties, right? You'll be fine to use Undying. And possibly even with Zombie Kestrel, it might be okay too. So maybe it just depends on the zone. But I don't have Secret Warriors built up, so I'm kind of screwed over there. For that one, we have the Chaos mission again, a Horde mission, mini boss, Cosmic Non-Mythic, which is going to be Red Guardian, I think, on this one. Yeah, it's a Red Guardian and like the old Thunderbolts on that one. And then we have this bonus mission, which is interesting because this is where I would expect to have Purple 4 added. But there isn't. So I'm really disappointed in that. This is Blue Marvel or Phantom Rider or Phoenix Force, or basically the only characters you can use at this point would be Phoenix Force and Phantom Rider. So the 3 of them would have to go in there and basically solo an Odin, apparently. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder, even at a lower difficulty, I wonder, like with just Phoenix Force, if that would be possible. I guess punching down like this, it is possible. But at higher difficulties, this probably reminds me of when you needed Odin for that other bonus mission to fight Mephisto. It was like Asgard Odin. It was basically impossible without having Odin. Anyways, it doesn't really matter because there's not a lot of, again, the rewards are not very good other than the Sentry Shards. And that is something that really frustrates me. You guys know, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know I am someone who needs a carrot to chase. I need something to chase. And there is that with the Sentry Shards. But the rest of this is stuff I don't need. I'll be honest, the antimatter, even though it's decent antimatter over the course of the week, it's stuff that we're already getting anyways. It's stuff that I don't necessarily need that much. I know I'm in a weird position and everyone else is buying, a lot of other people are buying Gear Tier 20 with their antimatter. But other than buying shards for some of the newest characters, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just doing up to 5-star right now. I don't feel like going up any further than that until they're actually farmable. But maybe I should be buying more because I need to start spending this. But I think when the Brimstone characters, at least Damon, slides in, I'll be more aggressive in buying those shards off, I think, with my antimatter to try and liquidate that. I've always been very concerned in Marvel Strike Force when it came to the game economy, because it's something that they didn't seem to really care too much about, or they just, they didn't future proof it, right? They didn't really think ahead and like, well, people actually need good rewards to do content, right? And so again, the only thing coming out of Battleworld that we need right now is Sentry shards. Yes, there's a little bit of antimatter, but there's no purple 4. Why not? There should be, even just a little bit. Like there should be. We need so much of that. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we need like 37 million of bulk. So just kind of like drip us a little bit. Like, is that too much to ask? Otherwise, we'll see how this develops, right? We'll see how. I don't expect it to be anything more than an auto fest later on today. So I won't be doing a video. I might be doing a video when we get to Friday, just for shits and giggles for the Sentry fight. Other than that, I'll use that as a practice run, the Sentry practice run on Friday or whatever, to kind of see what kind of characters we would want to use, even going into the higher difficulties. But again, we'll see how that all develops. Other than that, this week is going to be pretty boring, I think, actually, because the Blaster Scourge is already over. I guess there's the Shadow King trials starting up again. But I don't really. Oh yeah, one last thing before we go. We had the Undying Rampage release of the Zombie Scarlet Witch event that didn't even give any shards for Zombie Scarlet Witch. Nothing in here gave any free shards for Zombie Scarlet Witch. And once again, we have an event energy that keeps giving me this stupid red dot, often telling me to do something over here, and it's kind of a little bit frustrating. But hey, not much I can do about that. It's just I get OCD over these red dots a little bit, and I can't get rid of it. So that's going to be it for now. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are today. Hope you all have a great battle world, I guess, and I'll see you all on the next video.
And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.